Hello, I'm going to review Singlecut's Session IPA, 18 watt, or I think it might officially be called, or it used to be called Billy 18 watt. I guess it's just 18 watt now. It's 5% alcohol. I used to say this is my favorite Session IPA. Then I had it a couple times and I was like, this is really incensey and burny and doesn't feel great, and I don't know, I was kind of turned off by it, especially because Singlecut, it seems like they have had a little bit of some growing pains because they have this new brewery in Clifton Park, New York, which is helping to make some of their beers cheaper. Like this one, I got this 4-pack for only $11. But it seems like both breweries have had issues with consistency. Like even some of the beers coming from Astoria, New York, the original brewery, were like not nearly as hazy as they were before, not nearly as flavorful. So I kind of stopped drinking Singlecut for a while, but I'm getting back into it now. So I think they used to say that it was maybe a mixture of American and New Zealand hops or something in here. This doesn't say anything on the can right now, but this is exactly 3 weeks old, so pretty fresh. Let's jump into it. And the way that I know this was made at the Clifton Park brewery is because the date is on the side like that, whereas the ones brewed in New York City have the date on the bottom of the can. And I've had some really good ones from Clifton Park. Weird and Gilly, that was the last beer I got from Singlecut. That was a Clifton Park one, and that was really good. I feel like I almost liked it more than the first time I had it. And let's take a look at this. This is not quite as hazy as I remember it. They used to even call it an ugly beer, but that's kind of nice looking. And the head, some big bubbles are popping. It's not going to last too long, but most of these hazy Session IPAs don't have a very nice looking head. That smells really good. Yeah, I mean, it's earthy. It's got the earthy, slight incense, spicy, sweet, spicy notes, but there's a lot of like ripe mango and grapefruit and pineapple. It's got all the tropical juicy citrus notes that you want in a beer like this. Just a little bit of spice. Yeah, much more grapefruity in the flavor. It has a pretty good body for 5%. The feel and the finish and the carbonation is a bit spritzy, but better than what I remember this being. Let's see if there's any haze on the bottom of the can, but this is tasting really good to me right now. Maybe eventually I got some hop burn, but it lingers with lots of citrus and peachy esters. I feel like I'm noticing more yeast esters in this than most of their other beers. It's definitely some peach stuff. Not too much, almost a little bit too much for me. Super refreshing. Just enough body for 5%. It's extremely similar to the Trillium Small Birds, I would have to say. A little bit more yeast note, perhaps, but it's cheaper than the Small Birds, at least where I got it. But yeah, this used to be, as expensive as all their other beers, but some of them are cheaper. Some seem like they're still, over $20 for the fancy double IPAs. Well, this might be heading back up to the top of my favorite Session IPAs now. It's really nice, especially for the hot weather season and everything, if you want something refreshing, but you want all the stuff packed in there. This is a good one to go with. The Notch Session IPAs are really awesome, but they're just a little bit sweet. This one's a little more attenuated, 5%, and it makes it extra refreshing. I'm not sure what hops are in here. I'm betting it's Citra and or Mosaic. I'm pretty sure there's some Mosaic in here, but sometimes they're open about their hops. Usually not though. This is getting at least a 4.25 for me. The finish on the tongue is a little incensey now, but this is definitely more palatable and more fruity than it has been when I've had it a couple times over the past few years. This is highly recommended, and you might even see it at some of your big box liquor stores for like a wildly cheap price, and it's worth it. Goodbye.